Okay, hello everybody and welcome to a new game for the channel, Void War, or certainly the Void War demo. What is Void War? Well, Void War is basically what happens if FTL, Warhammer 40k had a baby with all that grimdark goodness and decide to make it into a game. Pretty interesting look for a game as well. I haven't played too much of it, to be perfectly honest. Played a little bit of the tutorial just to try and get an idea of it, but looks like it has the potential to be quite good. So let's have a little try of a new game. One thing that I do find quite interesting as well is that you effectively have your avatar within the game itself. You can be a specific person. You get to keep them alive. If you don't keep them alive, then you will lose, and that's quite unfortunate. I think what we'll do is we'll keep ourselves to the Exile, which is kind of your basic commander for just now. Once a great lord of distant quality, now reduced to wandering banditry. Name of Calyx, let's confirm them here. And here you see we have our ship, the Triumph of Heaven. You can see where it's kind of getting its idea for its graphic design from. And we also have our crew. We have some Imperial enforcers as well, Andromeda and Maximilian, with a storm cannon, a bolt cannon, as well as the systems. If you've ever played FTL, you'll recognize this quite a lot. The demo itself only has the one ship available. The rest of them you can see here aren't available in the demo, but it does have variants that you can choose if you have these resonance, which you get for completing campaigns. So right now we can't have this this variant here, which is a little bit unfortunate. This one would come with the Imperial Acolyte and Magister. They would be both psychers, able to do specific things, whereas for just now we just have normal Imperial citizens. But that's absolutely fine. Nothing we can do about that. We have no modules, we have nothing else. We just have our Exile Calyx. Let's launch. So, the God King has fallen. The Empire is in despair. Brother fights against brother as the ruinous cults sweep through the stars. The very fabric of reality trembles before the onslaught of demonic swarms. Deep within the Imperial core worlds, one final hope exists: to rekindle the flames within the vault of souls. To the Empire, you are a blasphemer. The cults, you are a heretic. Trust no one. Let none stop you from bringing the renegades of this forsaken realm to their destined annihilation. So, yeah, we prepare for subspace translation, and here we are. If you know anything about FTL, this is going to look very, very familiar. We have our various people that we can move about. We can move them to different areas. You can move them to work on the weapon systems. You can move them to work on the shields. You can move them to work on the engines. And then we have our commander. Our commander is actually slightly different in that they're sitting on the command throne, which we can see here, which gives us our evasion and charges the subspace drive, which allows us to warp around. It does grant half evasion if crew is present, but they're not manning it, but manning with commander gives us extra evasion. Fantastic. Additionally, our guy has a special power, the ancient translocator, which we can use to teleport him around the ship, which is great. It has a little bit of a cooldown on it, but nothing to worry about. We can use that to attack enemy ships, as well as other things as well, if we need them to get to certain places in a jiffy. Other than that, we've got our usual kind of FTL systems. We've got our power. So we'll power up both our weapons so they can get powered up. We've got our doors, we've got our sensors, we've got our life support, our oxygen systems for the ship as well to think about. Very, very similar for people that are used to it. We've got our shield strength, it depends on our amount of our reactor armor, and so on and so forth. This is the sector here, which we can see is very much FTL-like. No nebulas as far as I can see, but to be fair, I haven't quite got that far in. What we'll do is we'll just start going through the nodes. And effectively that's all it is. It's Warhammer 40k and FTL. They had a baby in this kind of interesting, not quite the same, probably as I should say with the developer, probably legally distinct from 40k, but certainly taking inspiration from it. So we detect an autonomous subspace fluctuation, or anomalous, sorry. They are emanating from a death cult vessel. Let's investigate this vessel. The cultists have stabilized a subspace rift aboard their vessel. They intend to conduct experiments upon it, and your arrival is seen as a convenient opportunity to obtain test subjects. Endfather be praised, would you make an offering? No, we will not. The cultists are incensed and turn to attack. Your ship is suddenly awash with foul energies as horrid creatures appear across your deck. And we have some intruders. Okay, so we'll go into our command mode. The music I actually find is quite good. Let's focus our fire on these shields. And we'll have to deal with these guys here. So let us go and deal with this boy here. And we'll try and see if we can vent the other one out in space. See how that works. Nope, they're not wanting to allow us to do that. So we'll try and clear out these ones first. And then kill them. How we doing? Let's go. Come on. Beat them back. Killed one. Killed the other. Some kind of fetid horribleness in there, but I'm sure we'll be okay. Let's try and man the weapons. We'll man the shields. Yeah, it doesn't look like people are particularly happy. Let's just try and get you over to the weapons, please. We managed to destroy their shields, which is good. Let's destroy their weapons next, if we can. They haven't managed to get through our shield, which is good. Yep, good stuff. We're doing some good damage. We could also send our guys over in a drop pod, should we wanted to, but I think we're okay for just now. Let's keep going for their shields once we get the Storm 1 prepared. There we go. Let's fire in a single volley. Boom. There we go. Good stuff. Keep the fire up on the shields, and we'll try and see if we can hit their main guy here. Yes, okay, we've managed to damage that. That's good. Yeah, we've done a lot of damage to their enemy hull, which is great. We'll try and get another shot off with our bolt cannon. And boom. There we go. All souls lost in space. There we go. Amid the wreckage is a handful of intact cargo containers. Some contain useful material. Good stuff. Alright, we've taken a little bit of damage there, unfortunately. It seems like every time that we warp, we replenish a little bit of our stuff, which is good. And we can also upgrade our ship as well. So we've got our loadouts here for our bolt cannons and also our crew. Our crew can also hold weapon and armor, which is kind of nice. And we can also upgrade our ship here. As far as the ship goes, we've got a little bit of scrap. Again, it's basically an FTL system. Let us actually upgrade these doors so we don't, if we get, say, attacked again, we can actually see. And you know what, we're going to upgrade the sensors as well. There we go. They're kind of, they don't require the reactor power because they're kind of secondary systems, which is good. And let us continue warping. We've got to go, only go to this node. See how we kind of do with this. There you go, we have a little bit of a rest, that's great. Emerging from subspace, you find yourself in the vicinity of an Imperial survey fleet. 2 Imperial courier ships have separated from the main formation. One is stocked with supplies, while the other contains a reinforced stasis chamber with a prisoner inside. You have the opportunity to attack one of the ships before backup arrives. Do we want to get the supplies, the prisoner? To be honest, getting an additional member of the crew would be quite good. Let's get the prisoner. We prime our weapons. Good stuff. Alright, what we're going to do is we're actually going to see if we can... They do have a bunch of shield strength, but that should be fine. What we do is we will wait for our weapons to get ready. We're actually going to just try and see if we can get across there and beat them to death. They're just husks as well as the Imperial crew. So what we're going to do is we're going to load our crew into our launch bay here. And we're going to launch our assault sled. We'll launch it straight into their shield system. Boom, there we go. As for our main crew guy, we're actually going to get him over and we'll see if we can get him to help. He's going to teleport over himself. And he's going to try and chase down their crew members. He'll try and beat them up. There we go. We've killed everybody. You recruit the prisoner and recruit into your crew a blood priest, a blood cultist psyker, which can do a blood curse. Cast a projectile that deals 10 HP damage and curses a hostile crew to spawn a thrall on death. Interesting. Very, very cool. Alright, so let's recall our crew. Yep, there we go. Bring him back. We can then teleport our main guy back as well. And there we go. That scout is disabled. We've managed to bring our guys back. Well done, everybody. So, let's get them back in. We'll get them to assign their positions. Where would you say the blood priest would go? Probably just here. You can see that the launch bay does take some time after you've recalled as well. So, we'll rest 15 HP upon warp. As we said, there's no med bay, so you have to be a little bit careful about using your guys so recklessly, shall we say. We'll actually save our stations here. Kind of like FTL, you can also do that, where you can say return to stations, everybody returns to stations, and that's quite good. But yeah, you've got to be a little bit careful about how you're using people's HP. It's like, I can't remember what ship it was called, but it was one of the ships in FTL. You had no med bay, you only healed every so often. Okay, a merchant craft approaches the open comms channel. Let's trade with them. What do they have? They've got crew contacts, a centurion, a genetically augmented warrior bound in duroplate cladding until death. Interesting. Or we have some Imperial recruits. We've also got some psychomancy. Interesting. So I guess this is additional weapon or additional spells that we can add on to our psyker. A necromancer animates the dead. Another death cultist. A blood witch summons a thrall or another blood witch. We don't really have any scrap metal at the moment, which is a little bit of a shame. And we're absolutely fine for our hull strength. We don't need any repairs. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. We can't actually afford anything at the moment. A little bit annoying, but never mind. These, we have no missile templates either, but you know what, at the end of the day, we're not having to worry about anything. Yeah, can we view anything else? No, that's it. Okay, a little bit of a shame. We could potentially attack them, but I don't think we will. We'll just continue on. And we can see where we've kind of been before. We got to keep moving forward all the way to the end, where we get to the Stargate, and we can continue on from that point there. Over to a shipyard. At least we're getting our crew rested up. An abandoned shipyard floats in the view. Appears to be a safe place to rest. We could heal our injuries or construct a machine slave. Interesting. You know what? More crew is more crew. So we get a husk. These husks don't seem to be very good in combat. They only have 15 HP in comparison to other people's. The enforcers have 60 HP. We have 90. Our blood priest has 25. So I guess these husks are probably mostly useful for actually just sitting on certain areas. So we could say, for example, have him on the engines. We probably want to have somebody on the engines as much as possible. We can maybe have somebody else, say, on the doors, try and keep them locked up as best we can. Yeah, there we go. You can see there that's massively reinforced doors. Quite like that. We can keep them on the computer. You know what, we'll save those stations as we are. Let's engage subdrive. Let's keep on going further into the node. And yeah, as we've kind of said before, it's basically just FTL, but within a different kind of idea. Oh, there's a destroyed cultist vessel here. You're able to scavenge a weapon from the wreck. An electro maul. Interesting. Stun enemies nearby. So what you can do with that is you can actually give that to your guys. So I think we could potentially give that to our main dude, to Calyx himself. He's now getting pretty kitted out, so he does more damage. He does even more damage against bigger targets, and it stuns nearby enemies for 5 seconds on a kill. Fantastic. Kind of got like almost like a thunder hammer kind of thing there. Very good, very good. Now obviously he is the guy who's in charge of our ship, but not to worry. We can just use him as we need to. There's another shipyard there. You know, we'll give ourselves the option. We'll kind of go into this middle node here. Interested to see what this blood curse does. And our crew has managed to rest up completely. That's great. Sensors pick up a techno-cult vessel that's pursued by an Imperial starship. Intercept the Imperial starship. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Okay, have a little look. So they've only got the 1 shield strength. That's fine by me. We can attempt to attack their shields, and we'll wait with our bolt cannon until we've done that. Do we want to load our guys up is the question, to try and see if we can get across. They do seem to have quite a few weapons, which we'll have to be a little bit wary of. Yeah, so we'll just attack a couple of times. There we go. Get their shields down nice and good. And then we'll try and, you know what, we'll just try and rapid fire on their weapons best we can. Not sure of the crew complement on these guys. Oh, that beam weapon is pretty bad, and we do actually have to repair our drop pod there. So let's keep the fire up on the weapon system here. We'll do some heavy damage, and we can maybe go across and see what's up. Alternatively, while their weapons are down, we can just teleport our main guy over. Why not? Let's teleport Calyx over. He is an absolute man. And then we can launch our assault sled as well. Is there anywhere we can launch it on? No, I've got to load a crew up first, and now we can launch it. Let us launch in their engines. We'll take out their engines, and then we can see what happens there. So Calyx, you've got to be a little bit careful. You are taking quite a fair bit of damage, but with some extra help. There we go. Bang, bang, bang. Good stuff. Every time you also kill somebody, you also damage the weapon. So you can see here. Ah, there we go. That's their different weapons. Their energy beam 1 and the bolt cannon. So they won't be able to fire. And we should, hopefully, be able to take out the doors. Yeah, there we go. There's our recruit. See if we can kill them. Yeah, good stuff. Enemy crew has been killed. You search for the remains and find a few useful items. Some additional scrap metal, as well as an assault shield. Technical vessel hails you. Acquisition of class 9 artifacts successful. 10 of 10 objectives met. We'll consider enlisting your aid in a future. The ship then jumps out. Very cool. So we got ourselves an assault shield too. Alright, let's get our boys back. If we can, please. Yep. Let's bring back... okay, so we'll need to make sure that we have them both together. So we'll have our main guy just teleport himself back, and then we'll recall our crew here. There we go. They've come back. Everybody return to your stations. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. And what did we get there? We got shields, so that counts as a tool, so we can actually reduce their DPS by 1. Oh, it increases our DPS again. So we're actually doing quite a lot of damage there, as well as reducing the enemy's DPS. Very, very cool. Might be better off giving that to some of our enforcers, but it's nice having our main guy be pretty powerful as well. I think what we might do is we might head up towards that shipyard. We don't really need it for repairs, but I wouldn't mind having some additional time to rest up. Damaged Imperial vessels idling near the jump point. As soon as it notices it primes weapons, begins to shoot. I see. It has a retributor. Number of shots 1, so it shouldn't be able to get through our stuff here, but that is a machine priest. Let's see what we can do about Blood Curse and see if we can psychically take them out. So if we... I feel the warp overtaking me. There we go. So he's now infested. He spawns a thrall upon death. Let's load up the storm cannon and we'll get the bolt cannon ready to follow. And hopefully we can just smack him straight there. There we go. We shouldn't have any issues. Oh no, seems like we do have issues. Not ideal. Okay, we've lost a whole bunch of hull strength. You know what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. I'm not quite sure what that is. I don't really want to know. Let's load the good guys up and we'll get them to land in the engines and we'll try and take out this guy here. There's more of them than we thought. That's okay. We should be all right. Yeah, they're just thralls, so we're able to easily take them out while our crew is doing the damage that we need to. Their engines are completely gone. Let's try and keep them going. Yeah, there we go. So we kill him. No thrall spawned, unfortunately, but we managed to collect what we could from the remains. Interesting, because this is, we got armor, so we either got bloated reagents, consumable, ritual materials to summon a bloat might. Interesting. Or we get some siege armor. I like the idea of having additional 20 HP, so let's do that. And we'll move our guys back here. Got to be a bit careful, because obviously if we shot again, our guys would be on that ship, and if we were to say, like, go, for example, bang, 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 then that ship is destroyed. And if we have any of our guys on there, that's not very good. And we vanquish the enemy vessel. We don't get anything else from that, because we've already taken everything we can. But hey-ho. Let's add this on to our main guy so we can see here that he has less move speed. Doesn't matter because he can teleport, high DPS, as well as his assault shield, which is pretty cool. I kind of like the idea of having being able to outfit your guys more than, say, you did in FTL. I think that's kind of cool. It's not just your ship you're upgrading, but it's also your guys. Although I don't really see like any kind of thing for them leveling up their skills in certain areas. It would be kind of cool to have that. But then again, equally, it was kind of annoying in FTL when your crew died and you kind of lost a very good guy on one of your stations, and it's hard to bring him back up. As far as our hull strength goes, we're actually okay. I think we'd actually rather heal some of our injuries. All crew restored to max. Fantastic. I mean, we could have maybe had another machine slave so we could have more of them kind of just working on these various areas. It's good to see as well that Blood Curse doesn't actually seem to damage us that much. Psychic projectiles ignore shields and cannot miss. Those you embrace become you. The 7th Gate of Hammer inscription XX15. Very cool. Let's head on over to the next node. Now that we've managed to rest on up, you arrive at the jump point and are met with an unusual ring of ice planets. You log the position on your databanks and move on. Okay. Interesting. I haven't seen any kind of that kind of FTL kind of style, you know, branching dialogue yet. Maybe that's not quite in the demo as it is, but it's certainly kind of interesting. You arrive in an orbital colony in the midst of celebrating the overthrow of its Imperial governor. Let's investigate that. You take some valuables freely given away in the euphoric spirit of celebration. You arrive back at your ship, discover a few of the rebel colonists waiting for you. Sorry, we can't let you leave with that. They've infiltrated us. I see. Okay, so where are they? They're actually within the doors. Let's go fight them. So we're gonna need to think about how we do this. Let us... Our doors seem to be not quite overwhelmed, but let's make sure we get our dude out, because our machine guy is pretty useless, but we can get our main dude in here to attack. How is our... That's quite a long cooldown. Yeah, we should see here that he's able to just completely annihilate these guys. Look how much damage he's doing and how little he's taking. It's great. Much better than our other Hulk. And then when we have our other guys in there as well, they should really just take no damage at all. Fantastic. And we have a Thrall, which I guess is maybe just a sort of temporary crew. Oh yeah, so he is. So we have like almost... Alright, that's quite funny. I quite like that idea that we have our cultist guy who's able to just kind of summon these guys, and they're able to kind of just help out. So we took a little bit of damage there on our husk. You can kind of see where they're quite useful. Let's actually go and upgrade. I thought us upgrading the doors there would have would have stopped them completely, but I guess because they actually hit us in the door area, that wasn't quite the case. So let us see what we can upgrade. We could potentially think about upgrading our shields. How much they're going to take? Probably quite expensive, actually. Yeah, we don't quite have the reactor power there to do that yet. Not so worried about the oxygen. Not so worried about the weapons either. Let's just hold off for just now before we think about doing that. We'll at least be able to get some of our health back. We could go to the Mercenary broker. Yeah, let's do that. We can maybe see what we can get in terms of our psychomancy. Our Thrall, unfortunately, is dead. But never mind. We can always potentially get some more back. There's a Mercenary broker here. It's always important to have a solid crew at your back. Set mercenary contracts to offer. We'd like to see them. Let's talk to them. Let's see what happens. Creation of husks is both reviled and accepted by denizens of the Empire. Not everybody can tolerate their presence, but nobody can deny their usefulness. Yeah, this one's been pretty useful so far, we must admit. Ah, perfect. So we can actually buy additional weapons and even armor as well. And some summon Stygian worms. Interesting. Hungering reagents, summon hungerer. We don't quite have enough to get some marshals, unfortunately. That would be quite cool. It might be cool to get some additional equipment, especially for our boarding troops, our 2 enforcers. If we say got them an electromall and maybe a power hammer, I think that'd be quite cool. We could even get a Duraplate as well to add that in. But let's actually quickly just go into their loadouts and give one of them a power hammer. So Gallus is the power hammer, and Numo has the electro maul, and they should hopefully do a lot more damage to people that they're against. Do we want to buy this additional Duraplate armor is the question, or alternatively, do we want to summon a hound, or get some more hungering reagents, or even just repair our ship? We could also do that. We have no munitions for missile systems. We don't seem to have any way of getting them. We haven't found any weapons, unfortunately. So yeah, I think we actually just buy the Duraplate armor and just maybe focus on defense. We'll buy this hound and see what it does. We haven't really tested it out. Between Nemo and, or Nemo, yeah, that's your name now. You're now Nemo. So you know what? Yeah, you can change people's names. So we have Nemo and Gallus. We'll actually give the armor to Gallus because Gallus has had less HP than Nemo. And then we have Thrakov, who okay, so we swapped that out. So consume the psychic teacher power, new psychic power, the old psychic power will be forgotten. Let's cancel that then. I do quite like that blood curse, but it's good to know. And we can't give it to any of our other guys because nobody else is psychic. So when we started, we chose the exile. We could have chosen a witch instead, who would have had her own psychic power, whereas instead we have a teleporter. Good to know. And kind of makes it more interesting as well. Let's visit the next node. We'll heal on up. Corrupt cruiser, hostile. Our Gorgothian vessel primes its weapons and locks to our ship. Okay, so they have got themselves a corruption beam. Does not affect shield, creates corrosive gas. Interesting. Alright, we want to take out these weapons best we can. What do we have inside? With ghouls, death cultists. Very horrible stuff overall, so let us potentially think about just cursing this other cultist. We'll get our enforcers over here. Yeah, so he's infested. Let us load our crew up and we'll launch our assault sled and see if we can take him out. If we can get Thrall as well, that'd be very cool too. So let's move on over. Crew blocked, make room to disembark. So yeah, we'll disembark here. We'll move on over. So we have managed to get a Thrall over here. It'll be a while before we can get our other guy. Let's get a translocator and we can actually TP over here and we can start to knock out other crew members as well. Very good. We'll just keep on moving through. We should be fighting them there. Yeah, we can see here that our crew is so much better than theirs. The enemy crew has been killed. Search for their main, find a few useful items, some additional scrap. Excellent. Let's get our boys back. Oh, well, we can't quite do that yet. What we can do is teleport over here. I guess it's quite useful having this teleport because it means that we can help our crew just kind of wherever we need to. We could try just teleport our main dude about, which can be quite handy. There we go. And we got all our doors nice and reinforced while we got everything charging up. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's say, yeah. Ah, there's even a button here to recall your crew, which is our Thrall. He does unfortunately expire, which is a bit of a shame, but nothing you can do about that. And with that, we're on to the last sector, the Stargate. We haven't actually even upgraded our ship at all, which may be a bit of a mistake, but we'll see what happens. You approach the Stargate. Let's continue. And now we have to decide where we want to go. Imperial sector or an exclusion zone. Scattered vassal colonies of the Empire in the Imperial sector or the exclusion zone. Don't really know the difference of this. One seems to be a war zone, the other seems to be an exclusion zone. I guess this one has more demons, this one has more Imperials. Maybe we'll go and see what the Imperials are up to. Boom, there we go. The ship emerges from the boundaries of an Imperial vassal sector. While ostensibly one of the more civilized regions of space, the fall of the God King has thrown large swathes of Imperial society into disarray. Let's continue. Overall, things looking pretty good. I don't think we've got anything to really worry about in this sector, which is kind of good. I actually kind of expect the demo to be over by now, but I'm quite pleasantly surprised that it's continuing to going. So I think we just continue going as well. Let's kind of go up here and then up here. We can either choose to go to the shrine or to the Ordnance expert and continue working on. What do we have here? You happen upon an Imperial vessel on a courier mission. The issue of a chain of broken and incoherent transmissions shortly before opening fire. Well, I think we don't really have to worry about them so much. They're mostly husks with some Imperial marshals. I think our guys are much better in close combat than they are. So, what do they have here? They seem to have their sort of weaponry and some kind of like maybe beamer ion tunnelers. Not sure I like that, so what we're going to do, we're going to try and open fire, maybe not with a bolt cannon, we'll just wait for the storm cannon to work. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to actually just try and beat them up as best we can. So let's load our guys up onto the drop pods. Yep, load on up. And let's send them into battle. Where can we go? We can get them on the shields. Alternatively, I think we actually get them... I would like to go for the weapons, honestly, but... I don't know what that is. Let's take that out. I don't really know what that is, and we'll send our guy over as well onto their place here. Hold them off. Here we go. Fire incoming. We've managed to get the stuff in the storage vault. Fantastic. So we've got some even more metal. That's good, and let's keep on firing so we know if we see something like that, that's a storage vault and we want to get that. Let's get our exile to keep on going on and he can try and take these guys out. Yeah, we're doing loads of damage to them. We've taken a little bit of a beam shot, but we're okay. We managed to get some munitions for missile bays and artillery systems, but we don't have a missile bay installed, and some additional scrap metal. Okay, interesting. Good to know what that actually means. So let's recall our crew. That's quite useful. We can just get everybody back at once and we can get them back to their stations as well. Fantastic. Would be quite nice to have another Hulk, or Husk, sorry, so we can have somebody on the doors at all time. I can see why you would maybe want to have the Husks a little bit more. We'll have to keep a little eye out on these additional things here. So let's, have we called our crew? I guess, do we just click on that? No, I guess we already got our pod back. Not a problem. Now, do we want to go to, I mean, the Ordnance expert does have a missile bay. Could be quite good. So yeah, let's go up to this node here and then we'll head up there. Rest a little bit and get some HP back. And what are we fighting against? We're getting some Husks, an Imperial recruit, another Husk. I think our main guy can take out that Imperial recruit. You translate in and find yourself under attack by an Imperial warship. Yes. We will translate in. We'll get Gallus and Nemo. We can shift click and select both of them, which is very, very useful. So we'll load up our crew. And where we're going to fire our assault sled. Let's fire it. We can't fire it on their weapons, so instead let's fire it on their engines. And we can maybe just give them a volley from the storm cannon when we get a second. Good stuff. Alright, so we'll move the exile over here. We have to break through the door to get through. I'm sure we can do that. How are we doing? Hopefully we're holding. Yeah, it seems like it. The beams have come in. It has done a little bit of damage. It's not great, but looks like we have killed the crew. No, not quite. Still got this Husk here that we're going to deal with, so we'll deal with him. There we go. Collect what you can from your remains. Choose one. More scrap metal or a power axe. Interesting. Attack slight damage nearby enemies. That could be very, very useful. Get our crew back. And back in positions. Doesn't look like there's anything that we can use to get some more scrap, but we've done pretty well. We've taken a little bit of damage, but we have gotten ourselves this power axe. I think we maybe want to give that to Gallus. Oh no, that's a power hammer still. Let's get a power axe here. Attacks slightly damage nearby enemies. Very, very cool. So maybe not quite as good in terms, I mean, it's actually better in terms of DPS and other things. We could even give that to Calyx and he would become an absolute monster, but I think he already is a bit of a monster. Would like to get old Nemo a little bit more geared up as well, but we could even potentially, let's actually go to the Ordnance expert first. If we don't find something we want to buy, we can use our scrap to upgrade ourselves. Let's have a little look. The civilian trading fleet greets you as you exit real space. One of their ships approaches you, offering to do business. Let's talk to you. I crossed paths with a technical convoy once. an air of quiet intensity about him, as if you're on the verge of unlocking some profound secret. Very good dealer. That's what I imagine somebody like you talks like. Let's have a little trade. What can we get? Ah, so we can actually get an auto surgeon. Activate to heal all friendly crew in the room. Interesting. And Terror Amplifier fires a psychic blast that stuns enemy crew. Ignore shields. You can target your own ship. Interesting. And we also get things like repair drones, antidotes, medical drones, and missile templates. Saber missiles. So I guess we have our munitions, and these are the missiles that we can fire. We have certain templates for them. Interesting. I like the missile bay, so let us... so we actually choose which room to install it in as well. That is very, very cool. Doesn't matter which one it is, so it comes with a free missile template. You could reach the maximum number of subsystems 4. If you install a system, you will not be able to install any additional subsystems. So I guess... this counts as subsystem, and this is still an actual system. I mean, I don't actually know what the other subsystems are. Let's quickly repair up to full. There we go. Good stuff. Let's do that. We got 140 more stuff to go. Yes, so let's get an auto surgeon. We'll put that in that room there, and we'll also get ourselves a missile bay. We'll put that in here. Don't have very much left, but that should have given us a missile template, a Gladius missile. One shot, 16 charge time, projection speed 800, hull damage per shot 1, munition cost 1, ignore shield, inflicts minor crew damage. Very cool. Would love to get another missile template, but we can maybe worry about that later. Do we want to get ourselves repair drones, antidotes, medical drones? Could be quite useful for when we're attacking. And doesn't cost that much. Yeah, we'll get that. We'll get an antidote. We'll get a repair drone. I like the idea of that. And we can give these to... so I think we could give it to Calyx, but he has his assault thing. Let's give ourselves a repair drone to our husk. That makes the most sense. We have an empty weapon here, so we'll give our cultist the power hammer. At least he'll be able to defend himself a little bit more, and then we can't really give anything else to anybody else. Nemo has some armor slots, but there was no armor available. Yeah, just double check. No, definitely nothing there we can get. That's fine. We'll continue on. What are we looking for? I think we maybe warp up here. I mean, it doesn't really matter. They both kind of link to the same place. Let's warp here so we can get the options rather than being forced into one specific area. So a ship emerges from subspace and nearly collides with the wreck of an abandoned fuel depot. The depot has nothing of value. Move on. Okay, interesting. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go up here so we can get to the shipyard. I'd like to have another place to rest or potentially get another husk. Ah, perfect. These guys have another vault. You happen across an Imperial vessel on a courier mission. They issue a chain of broken, incoherent transmissions shortly before opening fire. Let's get them. Alright, let's load up the boys and get ready to move out. What are we against? Imperial Marshal, Recruit, Husk, another Imperial Marshal. I think what we do is we say to Calyx, you are an absolute man. Head on over to there. We say, hey, let's get a blood curse. We'll blood curse everybody in the vault. There we go. We can beat them up over here. They can't really do much to us. Let's load our crew up. We'll launch our assault sled over onto the shields. They have an energy beam and a disruptor, which is going to hurt us quite a bit if we manage to get this off. So let's try and take them out. Boom, boom. There we go. Good stuff. Let's maybe try and fire here so we can try and take out their weapons before they do too much damage. Good stuff. Your crew retrieves the contents of the storage vault. Fantastic. That's from our Thrall. So let's move our guys down. Boom, there we go. We managed to take it. But 1 munition, 45 scrap metal. The enemy crew has been killed. You search the domain and find a few useful items. Very good job, everybody. To your positions, back to your stations, please, and the Thrall. You keep doing what you're doing. Very, very good. If you come across these Imperial scouts, you certainly do got a lot of scrap, which is very, very nice. Speaking of that, well, we do actually have that shipyard coming up. We'll repair our door system, and we do also have Thrall repair. They can, but it looks kind of like they're just smacking things with a hammer. So maybe not the best to repair things. Yeah, you probably want to use your husks to do that. Could use a repair drone. We only have 1 charge of that, so don't know. That doesn't seem to replenish either. So I guess it's more of like a use it when you need to kind of thing. All right, let's warp over to the shipyard. For Thrall, off he goes. But we're a-okay. Alright, abandoned shipyard floats in view, appears to be a safe place to rest. So we could construct ourselves another machine slave, which I think is probably the best idea that we have. Yeah, let's do that. Get ourselves another husk. Lay 2. So that means that we can have our enforcer on the missiles and we have somebody on the shield generator the entire time. I like it. Or, well, I guess we could if we actually had this powered. So let's actually go into our reactor for our ship. Let's get ourselves 2 extra bits of power. Brings us up to 80 scrap. And you know what? We're actually going to upgrade both our shield and our reactor. Again, that means we can power up our missile launcher and we have 2 additional power we can put into our shields. So far we haven't had to do any sort of power shifting. We've managed to keep our reactor going pretty well. I can't actually tell where the reactor is in here. Maybe I've been playing too much of Space Crew. Yeah, make sure every door is closed. Thank you very much. Yeah, we've got our sensors activated. Good stuff. Yeah, looking pretty good. We've got 2 of our hulks done. We'll save our stations here and we'll continue on. Let's have a continue look down the sector. We've got a mercenary down there. We've got a shaman down there as well. It would be quite cool. I actually think we want to go for the mercenary. We want to get more equipment. So let's head on down there. Oh, what have we jumped into? Your sensors pick up a pair of Gorgothian transport ships impeded by a nearby gravity well and separated from the convoy. The first is carrying cult knowledge, the other is loaded with arcane regions. You consider locking attack on, or sorry, reagents, not regions. Let's go for the one transporting occult knowledge. That seems quite interesting. What do we have here? Ghouls, legionnaires, and more ghouls. Ready your weapons. Okay, let us blood curse the guys in here. Yep, I feel the warp overtaking me. Good job, everybody. How are we doing for shields? They've only got the 1, so we've managed to get our Thrall up. So they're going to be attacking people. Do we want to start teleporting over? They are only ghouls. There's a couple of legionnaires as well, but not that many of them. The death cultists we could take out very easily. Yeah, let's load ourselves up onto the drop pod. I do quite like the, because obviously you could have boarding parties in FTL, but this definitely seems to be much more kind of, yeah, you gotta get your assault sled, go out, attack the boys, get it done. Let's try and head over to their weapon slot, because they do have an awful lot of weapons. Fortunately we've got our 2 shield strength, but still gotta be worried about that. Yeah, let's head on over. We'll transport our main guy over as well. Oh, here come the attacks. We're okay. The void shields are holding. Oh, that's not great. That's probably some gas. But unfortunately, we managed to get our shields up in time. Do we want to try and fire our weapons on them? We could try and just take out their shields as best we can while we do damage. Good stuff. We've got a good fire going. With 1 person left. Good stuff. Killed everybody. Got blood curse. Ah, that's actually the same one that we have already. So I guess this one must be actually a fairly decent one compared to the other ones that we've seen. Good stuff, we managed to get that. Let's get ourselves out of here. Do we want to change up anybody? No, I don't think we need to. Let's give one of these husks an antidote here, just in case we need poison resistance, and let's get out of here. Head on down here towards the mercenary. Oh, everybody return to your stations. Resting on up. There's a wrecked orbital siege platform here. You discover a quantity of munitions within 7 munitions. So we've got loads of missiles that we can use. Fantastic. Let's see if we can get some other ones. We don't have any money, unfortunately, for this merch, which is very much a shame. I thought we would get a little bit more. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it. I can put you in touch with whoever you want for a fee. Let's talk to you. The tales of chromic and Arcane ships at odds are legendary. The cult of war's brutality colliding with the cult of blood's perversion. It is a spectacle that sends shockwaves through the stars. So let's have a quick trade, see if we can sell anything to you. I'd sell you this blood curse for 10. I think we get rid of this summon hound. Yeah, for 10. We get rid of this blood curse for 10. I think that's probably a good idea. What can we get? Drain strength, mind bolt, purify, or we can get ourselves some combat mesh, grav sphere, tactical shield, or some more recruits. Recruits don't seem to be that great in comparison to the enforcer, so I think we'll maybe kind of hold off on that. I would like to get some mesh. That would be an idea. Yeah, let's get rid of those missile templates. So yeah, let's get some combat mesh for one of our guys, probably for Gallius. Oh, Gallius already has it. It would be Nemo. So Nemo will give you some mesh. Not quite as good as the Duraplate armor, but certainly better than nothing. We could get ourselves another recruit, or we could get ourselves a grav spear or tactical shield. Don't think we need to get the tactical shields. These guys don't seem to have a spanner slot. It's a little bit unfortunate. But yeah. Oh, it seems like we can... Oh no, I thought I was selling the actual husk itself. I thought we could sell our crew to like slavers, but apparently not. Let's continue on. Got 21 scrap. It seems pretty good. You encounter a slave ship bearing the markings of death cults. Hail them. Hand over one of your men and we will let you live. Sure, we'll send some people over in a skid. So you've chosen death. No, I think it is you who have chosen death. Let's get ourselves going. Got Lucille. Immune to poison. Other than that, we got a bunch of husks. Yeah, I'm really not worried about these guys. Let's Blood Curse this guy here. And then we're going to load up our guys over here and then launch an assault. Launch it over here. Meanwhile, Kallax himself is going to come over here and beat them up. So let's see if we can get ourselves over to the door system. There we go, keep it going. Shields are holding, we've managed to take them out. The Thrall has also come out. Hopefully we can take out the doors. Actually, let's just teleport ourselves over there. You can really see why this is quite useful, because you can just teleport yourself over and around places. We can do some good damage to the doors here. Take out these guys. Perfect, there we go. So we can either get ourselves a servo husk or 2 hungering reagents to summon hungers. I mean, potentially interesting, but I kind of like the idea of having another servo husk. With the enemy crew eliminated, you waste no time retrieving the vaults aboard their ship, and we also get Hex Priest. Okay, interesting. You scan the aftermath and you find no survivors. Okay, we actually have a full complement of crew now, it feels like. Let's get everybody to return to their stations. What are you good at? You're very good at resisting poison, you have a good suffocation, and you have a techno-virus, emit a projectile that prevents target systems from being repaired for 20 seconds. Very interesting. Where do we want to have these guys? So, because now we obviously have this servo husk. I think we just have our guys in the drop pods at all times. We have our husk in the doors. And we maybe have our priest over here by the sensors. We could potentially even give him an item. Yeah, I like that. Let's save these stations. Wonder what the maximum number of crew that you can have as well, because right now we have quite a lot of crew and we seem quite powerful. Very interesting. Let's keep on going, see where we can end up. Okay, that doesn't look particularly nice. It has no air on it at all. I don't think we're going to be attacking that, or at least going over to that. A possessed warship looms in the distance. Infernal energy streams off its surface of the hull. You're instantly aware of the malefic presence that's possessed its command throne. Cool. I don't even know what that room is. That looks almost like a heart. Let's try and see if we can get rid of that. We might have to use our missiles too. Certainly we're not going to be teleporting over there, that's for sure. Seems it's got one guy, a skeleton, immune to suffocation, immune to poison, immune to fire. Cannot man, cannot repair, cannot do anything. Very interesting. Alright, we're firing. We'll get through its shields, we'll do some damage. I don't know what that heart is, but we seem to have damaged it, and we've taken some damage ourselves. We'll launch a missile. We've got the spare munitions. Boom. Okay, we knocked out its shields. That's pretty good. Let's see if we can just target the skeleton. That'd be pretty good. We've run out a bit of power. That'll be that iron. Yeah, the iron has hit us a little bit hard there. Also knocked out our life support. We're doing okay. I guess it's the issue when you have so many crew members. You have to worry about your various amounts of life support, especially if that happens. Yeah, shields have been taken out. Let's keep on going and we'll see. We'll not be able to take this guy out. I think we'll just have to deal with the fact that we're going to take out the ship. There we go. Shields are down. Boom. It's destroyed. Hit by... Oh no, they missed with that missile there. We've managed to get our munitions, get our scrap metal. Good stuff. And we can repair our stuff on up. Yeah. Seems like the husks don't seem to be too bad at repairing things, which is good. We'll maybe just add in our couple of guys over here. Nah, we're already done. Turn to the stations, get back to it. Good on stuff. We could have obviously Techno-Virus and maybe done some more other stuff there. It's quite interesting to see what happens. And here we are. We're at the Stargate. Good stuff. Alright. We approach the Stargate. And from here we continue on going. Interesting. So it does seem like it just keeps on going and that there's going to be this entirety of the thing here. Very, very cool. I had no idea it would go so far. Let's go to a neutral zone, the Forge Enclave. And warp on over. Very good. You arrive at the hidden Techno-Cult Forge Enclave, tightly guarded by the Machine Priest. The Forge Enclaves contain the facilities required to produce some of the most powerful technologies in the galaxy. Interesting. Alright, well I think what we'll do is we'll probably call this here because the recording's getting a little bit later on. Let me know if you're liking this. I'm actually quite enjoying this. It feels really, really good. Really like FTL. You know, bringing back some old memories, that's for sure. Very, very cool, but still has that kind of like 40k kind of vibe to it. And I actually quite like all the sort of additional things with having your own guys having different equipment and having different abilities, teleporting around with your main guy is very, very cool. Definitely do like that as well. And the sort of idea that is more about boarding and combat and not just about shooting the ships, I think is very, very cool. It's like having a bunch of hivers in FTL. That's the main thing I can kind of think about there. So yeah, no, definitely very cool. It's currently free on Steam for the demo, so definitely go check it out, and I'm very interested to see what Tundra can do about this. So yeah, very, very cool. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video as well. And if you like what we do on the channel, consider becoming a member of the Burger Band for earlier access to videos as soon as they come out, rather than when they're uploaded, as well as some additional benefits. And let me know if you're liking this kind of content as well, and we'll keep this going at least until the end of the demo. I didn't think it would last this long, but here we are. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. Until next time, take care.